Welcome to The Approach. This is one of our prayer habit episodes where we pause our normal rhythms and pray over the topic for the month. My name's Connor Owen, and I am on staff at World Gospel Mission. Well, a couple weeks ago, you joined us for a conversation about worry, specifically within our world, and focusing on the next generation that has a lot of worry and a lot of anxiety. According to the Pew Research Center, their 2019 findings show that teens see anxiety and depression as a major concern. It's worth noting that teens are more concerned about anxiety and depression than things like bullying, drugs, alcohol, poverty, teen pregnancy, and gangs. Anxiety and depression is more concerning for them than those things. One of the biggest reasons that teens are feeling this anxiety and this worry is because of the pressure to get good grades. And other reasons include they want to look good, they want to fit in, and they want to be involved in and good at sports. What I'm seeing here are a few things. Pressures being put on teens, first to achieve in the classroom and get good grades. And second, pressures being put on them to maintain a positive and attractive image of who they are. And that sounds like a pressure cooker to me. It sounds like something that's a never-ending cycle of striving and working toward greater achievements. We're going to go back to the same verse that we used in our last prayer habit episode as we begin today, and it was Psalm chapter 46, verse 10. We're going to use this verse to set the tone for what I believe may be the opposite of a life that's constantly seeking to achieve and do better than the competition. So I'll say a line here, and then I'm going to give you space to repeat that line, and we're going to do that just a couple of times. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still. Be. Our guest who prayed with us on the last episode was Jace Martin. And Jace spent a lot of time asking God for more parents and more teachers and more coaches who can lovingly and caringly walk with teens as they mature and grow. Jace's prayer really stuck with me, and maybe it's stuck with you as well. And this is our role, isn't it? To walk with the next generation as they walk with God and walk through their lives. As I was reading Psalms over the last several weeks, I came across Psalm 71, and verses 17 and 18 really struck me. And it shows us the psalmist's desire to share what God has done for him with the next generation. Those verses that he writes, he says, "O God, you have taught me from my earliest childhood, and I constantly tell others about the wonderful things you do. Now that I'm old and gray, don't abandon me, O God. Let me proclaim your power to this new generation, your mighty miracles to all who come after me." And then I kept reading a few chapters later in Psalm 78, and the whole psalm is recounting what we must tell the next generation. It's talking about the ways that God has shown up for his people in the wilderness time and time again. So you might be wondering, how do I walk with the next generation? How do I help them when they feel that all hope is lost? The answer is found in the Psalms. Tell them how God has shown up for you. And through those stories, God will show them how he has moved and will move. I'd like for you to think of a situation in your past where God showed up, and against all odds, he moved a mountain. What is one of those moments for you that you could share with your kids or your students or your athletes? Well, as you've taken time to think through the ways God has moved in your life, now I want you to think through, what is your Gen Zer going through? What's happening in their life that seems hopeless to them? And I know the things your Gen Zer might be going through, it may seem small or insignificant to you. Maybe it's something like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, they lost them. And to you, you're able to see it's not a major loss, but to them, they really can't see that. I'd encourage you to take off your adult eyes that are able to judge the situation and try to step into whatever it is, big or small, for them. What to them is causing them worry or anxiety? It's the thing that appears to them that the world just might end and there's no way forward. We know that worry and anxiety are major issues for the teens in our lives. We also know there are situations in their lives that leave them with little hope. And if we're honest, there are days we wished they'd simply put on a smile and just get over it. What I hope this time has helped us to do is think through the times that we needed God to give us hope, and to think through how our teens need hope in their lives as well. And now I'll leave you with Peter's words. Peter was told in the Gospels 3 times by Jesus to care for his flock, to feed his sheep. And now Peter was writing to the elders in the church, and he draws on Jesus' words, and he encourages the elders to care for the flock that God has entrusted to you. Watch over it willingly, not grudgingly, not for what you get out of it, but because you are eager to serve God. Don't lord it over the people assigned to your care, but lead them by your own good example. As Peter called the elders to care for those God has given them, we too are called to love and take care of those God has given us. That's our students, our kids, our grandkids, our athletes, whoever those kids are for you. And today, as you walk with them and you care for them, use those stories that God made a way in the wilderness for your life, and see how God may use that to encourage them in the wilderness they're going through in their own lives. Well, thanks to all of you for listening and watching us today on another episode of The Approach, a podcast where we walk with and pray for the next generation as they seek to use their gifts and talents and experiences to journey with Jesus and participate in the Great Commission. We'd love to encourage you to begin inviting your friends to join in this movement, because we know God is stirring in the hearts of all generations, and it's going to take more mentors and coaches and teachers and parents and grandparents to do this important work. So share this with somebody who you think would love to come on this journey with us. And also be sure to give us a like or subscribe on the platform that you are using to listen or watch, as this helps others find the podcast. And for some of our resources, be sure to check out our show notes at wgm.org/podcast.